Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So this one will be very special as I bought a bulk of over 800 Pokemon TCG cards, and as you can see all of them have the yellow borders which are from previous expansions and previous sets. So in this case these are not valid anymore for the TCG game per se, unless some of the trainer cards, I think that if they have a reprint and they have the same text they are valid, but I'm still not sure of those rules just yet. What I'm going to do in this video is just a sorting and organizing video. We're going to separate the Pokemon from the trainer cards, and also we're going to separate by generation all the Pokemon that we have, because eventually we will go back into all of the big Pokédex binder and add any missing Pokemon that we have. Eventually those Pokemon would be replaced by better cards, or maybe more modern cards, or like illustration rares, special illustration rares, etc. But for now this will help me bulk up even more my Pokédex collection. So what we're gonna do, just like we did the previous time when I was sorting a lot of bulk, I'm just gonna number all the different generations so that we can organize them in a good way, and all the trainer cards will go in a separate pile, and then once I get those done, the generations will go through the trainer cards and separate by items, by stadiums, etc. This will be a long video, but it will be very casual, very chill, just taking my time to organize through this calmly, as I am actually enjoying this part of the hobby, and I'm sure most of you are also enjoying it as well. And as you come along with me in this journey as we complete the National Pokédex and we build up our TCG collection. And by the way, while I was going through all the cards when I organized it like this, just to put it in a beautiful way, I did notice that there are a lot more trainer cards than actual Pokemon cards, because this was actually like a bulk purchase. I think I got over 800 cards for less than $20. It's a nice addition to my collection so that I can fill out the Pokédex even more, and for at least for me to get a better idea into like the different types of cards, etc. So what we're gonna do first, we're gonna set everything apart so that we can have like a working area, and then we're gonna start actually working. And by the way, another Komala will be added to my special collection, which eventually will have a separate video, but I was very happy there was at least one Komala from all of this. So yeah, let's rearrange things a little bit. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna number the generations just like we did the first time. I hope that I don't do the same mistake as I did. Okay, so let's see. We have Gen 1, which is, of course, from 1 to 151. Gen 2, which is 152 to 251. Gen 3, which is 252, 386. Okay, I am not actually 100% sure that Gen 9 is on this, like within these yellow border sets. I'm still not sure. So I'm just gonna write it out just in case. I have a feeling that Gen 9 actually started when they made the switch to like the silver borders. I think it was, and I think like Scarlet and Violet is Gen 9. So this, we might not need it, but we'll put it just in case. And also, actually, so that we don't do double work, the trainer cards, so we'll just put like supporters. Then I think we have items. Then we have tools. And we have stadiums. I think those are the 4 kinds of trainer cards. If not, we'll add as we go. All right, excuse the neighbor's baby crying if you hear it. All right, so we're gonna do Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna do it like this so it shows better on camera. 5, 6, Gen 7, 8, 9. Then we have supporters, items, tools, and stadiums. All right, so I did a quick search just to make sure. Gen 9 actually was the first generation that came out exclusively with the gray border. So thank you, Gen 9. We won't be needing you here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put supporters here. Then we have stadiums, items, and tools. All right, FYI, I am recording in a different part of my house, which is a little bit closer to the front door. So if you hear neighbors, I'm sorry. Usually I am a little bit closed off in my personal space, like my actual study, but I am closer to the front door. Okay, so we're going to start pack by pack, and we're going to organize it all, and we're going to speed a lot of these sections off. And I'm only going to stop if there is like something relevant of information. I will not be stopping at every single card because it is not realistic. So yeah, let's start with this first part right here, and let's begin. Oh, actually, first pause. We do have an extra section for energies. I didn't put that. I don't have any like basic energies from this. I don't think so. If we do, we're gonna separate them, but for now we're just gonna put an extra section of energies. So we'll put it around here. Okay, so as you can see, we have a lot of trainer cards, so this will make it a little bit faster and easier to sort them through. And also, I've seen a little bit of like extra like stamps, like Rapid Strike. I don't know if this is like a special collection per se. So these older sets will give me a glimpse into what the game used to be like. That's very interesting as well, and how certain cards have mutated. Like for example, let's take a quick look here. For example, the Vulpix, which one of my favorite Pokemon. This is like from an earlier set. There's this logo. It was logos before the abbreviations as from the modern era. So this logo represents this because I don't know by heart. All right, so as you can see, like the format itself is very different from the formatting from the modern ones. So that's interesting to see how they have evolved over the years. All right, second lot. By the way, the supporters in English, they're called partidario in Spanish. So as I mentioned before in my previous videos, I am based in Chile. So many of the cards that I have in my collection are both English and in Spanish, which makes both languages legal to play in any like Pokemon sanctioned events throughout Latin America. Obviously in Brazil, it would be in Portuguese, but in the rest of Latin America would be English and Spanish. So yeah, I have a mix of both. Ooh, speaking about Portuguese, this is the first Portuguese card that I actually do have. That's interesting. And I actually have it like in English and in Portuguese. So as you can see, in English it says, draw 2 cards, then flip a coin. If heads, if you play this kahili from your hand, put this card into your hand instead of the discard pile. If you have no cards in your deck, you can't play this card. Oh, interesting. So in Portuguese, obviously would be the same function, but it says in Portuguese, compre 2 cartas, em seguida jogue uma moeda, se sair da cara, and I speak a little bit Portuguese, I tried. And supporter, which in Spanish is partidario, in Portuguese is apoiador. Okay, very interesting. Oh, and look at this previous design. I like that it's like very bold here. It says just trainer, and down below it says supporter. And this is obviously our nice Brock. Very interesting how the design has changed over the years. Okay, so this is saving me a lot of time since most of them are like back-to-back items or supporters or things like that. All right, last batch of the first pillar. Beautiful classical art here from Doduo. Then we have a separate art, like it's so interesting how it has changed. Look at these like separate designs. We have like the diamond shape here around the basic, then we have like this design right here, then we have this one. Very interesting. So this is 2016, then this is also 2016, so maybe during this year this change happened, and then this is 2018. That's interesting. All right, let's continue. I don't know if eventually I will actually start like a separate binder just to collect one of each, like supporters, stadiums, items, etc. I don't think I will be master setting those types of collections. It's just not feasible for me. But it would be very interesting to have like a trainers collection, a stadiums collection, and so forth. Especially since these ones are no longer usable, but I can like have a place for them in my collection in general. All right, pillar number 2. And I'm starting to realize that maybe Gen 8 was also not part of this. Or I haven't received any of those from this. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, pillar number 2. I wasn't going to grab everything. Okay, supporters. Never mind. I stand corrected. All right, Gen 8 is here. 821 Rookie D right here. Okay, never mind. Also, it's interesting that Rotom as a Pokemon has taken also different shapes to be used as items. For example, in this one, the drone Rotom. I find it funny that Rotom has all these different shapes and sizes and utilities, like different functions. And now in Pokemon Pokopia, like the new Switch 2 game, which I really hope I can get it. I can get it soon. There's a new like type of Rotom, which I think it was a DJ Rotom. Very interesting. It's also very interesting to note that we haven't received any tools cards just yet. I don't know if they were available in like these expansions or not. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, so we have one of our legendary dogs, Entei. Very beautiful art right here. 244, so that's Gen 2. Very, very nice art. Ooh, our beautiful Victini. Very nice art there. It's like hand sketched. I really, really like it. Also a Portuguese card. Interesting. Oh, looking at this Phantom right here, we have Mimikyu. I didn't notice this. This is a really nice art. I didn't notice Mimikyu here. Very interesting. Barely the second one from Gen 8. Like, so definitely this is the generation that has the least amount of cards, at least in this bulk so far. It'll be interesting to see how we finish up. All right, so I think from all the different bulk that I got, like all that previous lot of 1500 cards and this one as well, I think this is one of the very first cards that's actually ripped or damaged, which is not that bad actually, but I think that the ratio of like good quality cards and the state that they're in, it's actually quite good. So like 1 out of, I don't know, thousands from all the different bulks that I got. So, okay, that's good. Okay, last batch of the second pillar. Okay, this was much quicker. All of these are supporters. We're gonna take a moment to like clean it up a little bit. Stay put. There we go. All right, so from all the different cards that I got, the trainer cards per se, we have the items is taking the lead, followed by the supporters. Then we have a few stadiums, no tools as of yet. And then like among the non-Pokemon or like trainer cards, we have only 2 like special energies. And from the generations per se, I would say that Gen 5 has the biggest lot, followed by Gen 1. Also, Gen 2 and 3 are like right there, as well as Gen 6 and 7. But like only these 2 from Gen 8. We'll see if this picks up a little bit more. Okay, let's start with the third pile. I really like this art that we have like multiple trainers in one. I like it. All right, look at these back to back, like different Pokemon from Gen 1, but with like a very classical design, like 2016. This is at least 10 years ago. So that's interesting. Okay, so this was a huge chunk of supporters. Then we have like a classical also 2016 design. I really like that I'm receiving a lot of Portuguese ones, like for example the skills or habilidad in Spanish, it would be habilidade in Portuguese, and very nice art for this Kecleon. It's the same Pokemon. Oh, very interesting. So it is the same Pokemon 352, and it is in the same set as it has the same logo, but this was 161, this is 162 from the same set. Interesting. Oh, it's actually also like different abilities, different everything. So this is 352, Gen 3. Another Gen 8. All right, next. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so as far as I know, this is like a type that was now made obsolete, which is the fairy type Pokemon, which for example, we do have like from earlier generations, these types of Pokemon like Wigglytuff was either colorless or psychic, like Marini here. But eventually they created this new type specifically with its own energies and everything that is like the fairy type. Which bundles up some of the colorless, some of the psychic, and some of the dragons, if I'm not mistaken. They also fall into some of the fairies, but eventually they made this obsolete so that it's no longer valid to play any fairy type Pokemon or energies. It would be very interesting to see what drove them to actually create this new type and then eventually remove it. Oh, and since we're on this topic of changing like types, it's interesting how like Executor and Execute as well, like they have different types. They have like mostly leaf or grass, but also I've seen, I think, electric or metal, no, sorry, psychic. I think I've seen them psychic, and now dragon type as well. That's very interesting. This is a very cute art for Girl Life. Very, very cutesy. Ooh, look at this art for Charmeleon. I really like how like looking at all these different cards allows me to appreciate so many different types of illustrations and art styles. I'm enjoying this. Okay, we got special energies. I really like those energies that have like they have like more art in comparison to the text, because usually look at the size of the illustration, and then the special energies, they have more of the card itself towards the illustration, so they look really, really nice. All right, we have all of these special energies. Okay, last batch of the third pillar. I really like that I'm getting a lot of special energies. Maybe that will be a collection on its own. I know that I am collecting like the basic energies and all the different styles, but like the special ones, I think I'll actually do that. Like, it's very funny how every time I see like something new to me, I say like, okay, I want to start a collection for that. And then I see something new, I'm going to start a collection for that. Talk about shiny object syndrome. All right, last pillar, starting with our beautiful, beautiful baby Kumala. This is definitely a collection on its own. Gen 7. Another Gen 8. Only 4 so far. It'll be very, very difficult to like choose different arts because all of them are so cute and so beautiful. Like, it would be very difficult. Oh, we have a hollow one. I wasn't expecting hollows in this set, or like in this bulk. We have a reverse hollows Wayless. Nice. So this is actually Gen 634. This is Gen 5, but since it's like reverse hollow, I do keep them separate. So we're just gonna put it like here. I don't know if it shows up. I'm just gonna put it here. Okay, let's grab the last one. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that. No, I don't think it shows well on camera, so we're just gonna do this and like this. Okay, great. Oh, another one. So we have the evolution line. Interesting. Nice. The Dino and Zweilius. Very, very interesting. I love it. Is this Ho-Oh? Flying on top? I think it is. Oh, Flareon. I have very little evolutions, so very much appreciated to have at least one of them. Flareon. I think I also have an Umbreon somewhere in my collection. Guess what? That'll be a separate collection. Okay. Our beautiful Cubone. Very sad. Cubone is also one of my favorites. The skull it wears on its head is that of its dead mother. According to some, it will evolve when it comes to terms with the pain of her death. Cubone is one of the saddest Pokemon, and he's so cute. He's so like huggable, and oh my god. Okay, so he evolves into Marowak once he like actually like accepts her passing. Very sad. Alright, we have another reverse hollow. This is for Sableye 302. Interesting. Let's put it here. It's interesting that all of the hollows that I've received so far are all dark Pokemon. I think that would be it. I don't know if we have another hollow, but I wasn't expecting those. Very nice. We also have a lot of Alolan regional variations. Another Gen 8! Alright, 5 so far. But we're almost done. Oh, now I'm noticing I might have already missed a lot of those. Because since like I was like scanning through them on top like this, only looking for like item or objeto just to put in items, and I'm looking at it now that Pokemon tools were a subset of the items, so maybe that's why we haven't pulled any tools just yet. Maybe most of the tools are like from, well, yeah, they are. So we're gonna sort that in a moment, but it's good that I just noticed like finishing up. Right, I didn't notice that. All right, learning as we go. Okay, and with these last two, we have 739, which is a Gen 7, and we have Sandile with Gen 5. Okay, great. We're gonna do like the quick separating the items per se and the tools. We're gonna do that real quick. How did I not notice this? Maybe like the first cards that I got, like in that batch, for so to say, it was just an item and not a tool. Maybe that's why I didn't see it. But it's good that I noticed now. As I was saying earlier, that for example, this card right here is a letter D, so it means that it's no longer legal to play, but because it has the same name, Air Balloon, it has the same text or ability or function, I could technically use this in my deck because Air Balloon and with this function exactly is still valid and newer reprints, so I could technically use this card as well. Oh, we have a hollow. I didn't notice this one. So I didn't notice that it was a tool, and I didn't notice that it was a reverse hollow blunder policy. That's interesting. We're going to leave it here on the side. How did I not notice? Like, they were like literally half of them. Another reverse holo, we have Drone Rotom. So we're gonna separate it to one side. And we have tool, item, tool, item. We're gonna clean this up a little bit. Okay, and with that, we have organized it all. From all of this, let's do a quick recap. We have 5 holos, reverse holos. We have Sableye, Dino, and its evolution, Zweilous, as well as 2 reverse holo trainer cards, which are both items, well, item and a tool. Then, from all the different trainer cards, of course, supporters took the top spot, then followed by items, then slightly less than items, we have tools, then we have stadiums, and in the last place, we have like the special energies, but they're like their own categories. As for the generations, yeah, definitely Gen 5 won this one, then followed by Gen 1. I always like when Gen 1 is more. Like, my main priority is finishing up Gen 1 and then the rest, but yeah. So we have Gen 1. Then it's quite close between Gen 2 and Gen 3. I think Gen 2 is a little bit more, and Gen 7, not 3. Then we have 3 as well, like similar to Gen 7. Then we have Gen 6, followed by Gen 4, and in the last place we have Gen 8 with only 5 cards. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. As always, subscribe if you haven't already. Drop me a like, hit me a comment. Tell me which of the generations you prefer, or with which set or expansion did you start? Did you start collecting and playing Pokemon with the yellow borders or in the more modern sets? Tell me about that. Okay, I'll catch you guys in the next few videos, and have a nice rest of your day. Bye-bye.